It's the Score North Twin Show.
And a very important anniversary today in Twins history. We touched on this with Patrick Royce on Royce Unchained. But on this day in 2001, when the Twins were a month into their resurgent post-contraction season where they launched themselves into 10 years of division championships, right? Chuck Knobloch, playing left field for the Yankees, was pelted by $1 hot dogs, stopping the game and causing Tom Kelly to walk out, plead with fans.
Playoff game.
Give him a timeout.
And Bob Casey jumped on the PA system and said, "This is a championship game. Now quit this.
That's great.
Quit this."
That was great.
Credit to MN Twin Zealot on Twitter for putting out the video of this. And it's just, there's just hundreds of hot dogs and
College
wrappers.
kids. It's the college kids who took advantage of the left field seats and the hot dogs.
Was it like Tuesday night they did dollar dog night? And you could sit in the outfield bleachers for like $7 or something and get $1 hot dog.
It was great. It was great.
Man, poor Nobby, man. He's sitting out there in left field. He's got the yip, so he can't play second base anymore, and people are throwing hot dogs and batteries at him and stuff.
Poor Nobby now, but at the time, we were still pretty rightfully so pissed off because, he signed that contract to stay here. Then he bailed on us. But I will say this, great trade by TR.
Yeah, they got Eric Milton, Christian Guzman, Brian Buchanan.
And Danny Mota.
The
only guy that didn't work out. And Cash.
Well, Brian Buchanan didn't really work out either, but
but
the other two guys were like huge
they all got
pieces
up.
to your division champ.
3 of the 4 got here. I don't think Mota ever got here. I think he eventually did break through with the club, but not here.
Yeah,
and Cash for the cheap Poleats.
Yeah, the cheap Poleats got themselves some cash. We did a deeper dive. So if you missed yesterday's episode of the Score North Twin Show, we did the dive into the TV situation. Those of you who expected to watch a Twins-White Sox game, a 10th straight victory, and couldn't find it on your Comcast Xfinity, yep, there's a reason why. We also talked about it with Royce. So let's do a couple things on this episode here of the Score North Twin Show. We'll do a random twin of the week, but we should also get to the Dex Plan 2.0 because the Dex Plan 1.0 went way better than we even projected. You had said that, so the Twins were 6-11.
Yep.
And they had the Tigers, White Sox, Angels, and then White Sox again on the horizon. Mm-hmm. And you had said, if you can go 9-4 over these 13 games and get back to 500, you can save your season.
Yeah.
And they went 11-2, and they're 17-13 now. They're still in 4th place in this crazy, ridiculous division. But the Dex Plan 1.0 went to perfection to get the Twins back. I'm sure, by the way, they probably had a tally on the whiteboard in the clubhouse, too. The Dex Plan.
Yeah.
Picture of Declan.
Joe Polat. Where they take a piece of his suit off for each win.
No one needs to see that.
That's it. But yeah.
Joe's a young guy. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be the grossest thing like in Major League.
By the way, is 10 wins enough for you? Can we get excited a little bit about 10 wins, Judd? Police Judd on yesterday's episode.
I want to hear the Dex Plan.
How many more wins until we can actually get excited here?
Let's just say I put together the upcoming schedule this morning. This is going to be fun. This is going to tell us the story. But I want to hear the Dex Plan.
What is the Dex Plan 2.0 for how many games are we covering here, and what do we need here?
Okay, so on Dex Plan 2.0, 16 games coming up here. So 16 games against the Red Sox, the Mariners, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Guards. 16 games. Hey, and by the way, the combined record as of this recording for those teams is 90-66 right now. It's a winning percentage of 576.
Yep.
Yeah. This is going to be a much tougher stretch, or a stretch that could result in a much more belief with certain Twins fans and certain members of this show if you have a successful run over this 16-game stretch.
Amen, brother.
So here's my plan. 16 games. Record-wise, you need to go 9-7.
Okay.
9-7, but that would be phenomenal. But I have 2 very important caveats in this 9-7 plan. Okay. To be taken seriously, you need to take the series against New York for all the reasons I really don't need to lay out, because it's the Yankees and it's your hot ex-girlfriend coming back to town and you always want to stick it to them. You've moved on, she's moved on, but there's always some animosity, and you really just want to show that you're the bigger person and better person now. So you need to take that series for all the, PTSD that Twins fans have with the Yankees.
Okay.
And you
That's
also
a home series too.
Home series. And you also need to take the series in Cleveland. So math-wise, that means you go 4-2 against the Yankees and the Guards, and you win both those series too. By the way, that's not a 3-1. That's two out of 3 in both those situations. So 4-2 against Cleveland and New York, which means can you play 5-5 the rest of the 10 games? Can you play 500 ball against Boston, Seattle, Toronto? That's my initial plan here. Can you go 9-7, which is tough against teams that have a winning percentage of nearly 600? And can you take series against the Yankees for just PTSD reasons and against the Guardians because you're still chasing them in the division? So that's my Dex Plan 2.0 in a nutshell. 16 games, all against really good teams. In fact, you might even make the case, this could still be happen down the line, but like 16 games against teams that are playing like 90-win baseball, that might not happen again on your schedule. This might literally be one of their toughest stretches on their schedule. So 9-7, series wins against Cleveland and New York. That's my Dex plan. We'll make it happen.
I think breaking the schedule down like this has made it feel like when they were 6-11, even with bad teams on the horizon, it felt kind of hopeless. And then beat podcaster Declan came in and said, no, guys, if we break it down this way, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. If we break it down this way. So this feels manageable. And I would even add, I'm curious what the Judd plan is because I saw some highlighted things on that notebook too. So I'm definitely curious.
Oh, there's some records highlighted, no question.
But if they go 9-7, which again, we're not, no one is saying 9-4 or 11-5 here. 9-7, they would be 26-20. Which, what's the math on that? What pace would you then be playing at for a season? 26 divided by 46 times 162. You'd be playing at a 92 win pace. If you can go 9-7 over these games, you'd be playing at a 92 win pace without Royce Lewis, which is, and basically without Duran until the last couple
and
games.
Maybe Buxton for a while.
Yep, we'll see what happens with him. But so I would even say, like, if you can get through this stretch going 8-8 or even 7-9, you're still above 500 going into the month of June, basically, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So of these next 5 series, you've got the Red Sox coming in this weekend at 18-13. You've got Seattle, which is now in first place and has great pitching at 17-14. Toronto is 15-17, and then the Yankees and Guards are 20-12 and 20-10 respectively. So I guess here's my question: if they live up to the record, but they don't do what you said in the series against the Yankees and Guardians, and let's say sweep Toronto, what's your opinion then? Like how much does 9-7 change your opinion if it's not the 9-7 as the Dex plan just mapped it out?
I personally do not care in what fashion the 9 wins come. Like for me, of the 16 games, Declan's going to fight me on this, but ideally you don't get swept by the Guardians because you're also trying to win your division. But you could get swept by the Yankees and swept by the Guardians and go 9-1 in the other 10 games, and I would still consider it maybe not like wildly successful because you probably lost some ground in your division. But however, if you can get to 9 wins in any fashion in these 16 games, I will not complain about how those 9 wins come.
Yeah, it depends. I would say, yes, the Yankees one is for the PTSD, and also the Yankees are really damn good. Juan Soto's obviously changed that lineup. Aaron Judge is an unbelievable hitter. But you can't lose the series to Cleveland because it causes more climbing up that will be harder and more difficult to do down the line. I'm not saying it's a series and season-defining series loss.
Right.
But if you're 3 games back, it's actually remarkable. The Twins have won 10 games. I think they've only gained 4.5 in the division, which is also very interesting that
and they haven't moved up from 4th.
Yeah.
They just won 10 games in a row in May and haven't moved up in the division.
The good news as a baseball fan is I think this division is just competitive. Detroit's improved. Cleveland is going to regress, I think, at some point in time, but they're playing in run differential alone plus 46 right now, and Kansas City is plus 50. So like those three teams are just flat out they're improved, and or in Cleveland's case, they're just always competitive. It feels like.
Yeah.
So like this could be fun.
It is. Yeah. And look at like the Royals. They've been so irrelevant for a long time. But Cole Reagans is one of the best strikeout starters in the major leagues. And Michael Wacha is still fairly serviceable. Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. is a player that no one talks about around the country, but is incredible. Yeah, they got players, man.
Yeah, Tyler Skubal, like no one talks about him. He might be the best pitcher in baseball dating back to last season, and no one knows who the hell he is because he plays for the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
Okay. I'm good with the Dex plan here.
Good plan.
So what's highlighted on your, did you say that already?
Records. So I actually went through the rest of their full series in the month of May. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 of the 8 come against teams that have winning records right now. Boston, Seattle, the Yankees, the Guards. The Nats are actually 15-15, and they go to them in the later portion of May. Then you've got the Rangers here and Royals here. So this month, I think, is going to help define, if nothing else, where this team is truly at.
Yeah. What is, we're waiting for like official medical information. Sounds like Byron Buxton is getting some imaging done on his knee here. But what is our level of panic right now? Byron Buxton leaving that game early yesterday.
Mild panic. I'm actually more concerned about his defensive, him leaving center field than I am what he's been doing at the plate. And he's been hitting the ball really well the last few weeks, and someone clearly got to Buck and just not clearly got to Buck. And I think this is more of, again, Buxton just saying buzz off. If you look at all of Buxton's hits, they're sprayed down the line. He's pulling the ball every single time, which is fine, which again helps with the shift being away. If the shift was here, Byron Buxton would be batting under 200. I worry about him not playing center and have a Willie Castro center field.
Yep.
Now, Austin Martin can play it. I actually like Austin Martin in center more than Willie Castro. So I wonder if that roster move eventually comes. Justin Topa will obviously be on the way here too. But yeah, having a hole in center field is much more of a concern to me than his spot in the batting order.
I agree completely with that. Oh. And this is where, just from a glove standpoint, Michael A. Taylor being gone scares me a little bit. Because like Buxton, there's just, in his defense, him playing as much as he did up until now, to me, was a pleasant surprise. Because I don't think he's like hurt, like it's, oh my God, his career is done now. As we talked about previously with Patrick, I think this is just his life, which is going to be 10 days off here, might miss a month there, but he'll still play. But I'm with Dex. Like putting Castro out there or Martin, it's a big time wild card compared to Buxton, who I don't know if he's been in pain and just played through it previously this season, but it felt to me like he was going and getting a lot.
I think one thing to figure out here is were we, by we I mean everyone who's a Twins stakeholder here, fans, media, even the players, Buxton, were we promised that this procedure from the offseason would eliminate all pain moving forward for the next few years, and now this is like a major hiccup because he was supposed to be pain-free? Or was it a procedure that made it a little more tolerable and just less frequent? He's still going to have some flare-ups, and this is just like a mild flare-up, but he's going to be fine in a few days. That's what we don't know, right?
As Sportsdad said a couple of weeks ago, that's the story I wanted, because I refused to believe that the doctors started the procedure and they're like, hey, Joe, come here. There's a weird flap in this guy's knee. Hey, cut it out. Let's see what happens.
Okay, Lair.
I'm with you. I think that this is, look, 2 years ago when Baldelli called this chronic, I don't think he did that from a place of guessing.
Yeah. Well, and so he's played 28 games, and I don't know, I've kind of said all along, if he can give you over 100, like 100 to 120, more than half of them in center field, then it's more about when do we get to distribute those games. Cool, we got 28 right out of the gate, and the Twins are 17-13, and he's doing pretty well. If he needs to take a stretch or two at some point to be available and feel good in September and October if the Twins make it that far, I'm fine with that trade-off. But I think my biggest lingering question is, was there supposed to be some knee pain a month into this? Is it deemed to be a failed procedure if he's still feeling pain? Or did they expect him to feel some discomfort? This is all part of the process, but it's more manageable than it was maybe the last 5 years.
My personal opinion is they are basically seeing, because like we're in this weird predicament here. I think the Twins and Buxton are seeing how much he can possibly play through.
Yeah.
Which is why I like the plan of just playing him. Because it feels like this stops and starts of previous years has not worked. Unfortunately, like if this hurts for a month, you don't really have the sufficient guy. Back to what Dex was saying, you don't have a guy just to plug and be like, we're just as good or close. Taylor struck out a lot, but in the field, I love the fact that guy could go get the ball. He was really good.
Yep. So we'll keep an eye on Buck here. Before
we
get to
plan, Declan.
Yeah, it's a good plan.
I like your plan.
It's 9-7. The Dex plan
9-7.
2.0. We're probably going to have now a play. If this keeps working, we're going to have a plan for like every chunk of the season.
Every chunk of the season. I can do that.
Yeah.
Sure wish I could watch the team play.
Well, you can. You can come over to my house and watch Fubo TV.
I'm going to talk to you about the prices on that, by the way.
We might be able to just, I don't know if I can say this, Fubo's terms of service might. Maybe there's a way where we can both enjoy the Twins on Fubo. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I will spoil that party. That plan you're thinking of doesn't work.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about because I tried to do that with Fubo as well. It doesn't work.
Okay. Sorry, Judd. You can't watch the Twins.
I hate you, Fubo. Yes, I do.
Don't blame Fubo. This is not. This is
I
a
hate you,
Fubo
Comcast.
issue.
I
Exactly.
hate you too.
No, you should hate the Twins for striking this deal.
I hate you, Twins.
Yeah.
You were once
Okay.
here.
Before we get to a random twin of the week here, a shout out to our friends at Red Cow, just one of the best restaurants and bars in the Twin Cities and beyond. 5 Red Cows in the Twin Cities, 1 in Rochester. Some of the best food. I mean, you see it on your YouTube channel here. You can hear it through my voice, Apple, Spotify listeners. The bone-in or boneless wings, dry rub, barbecue, Japanese sticky, some of the best burgers you're ever going to experience in your life. Snackable foods like cheese curds, buffalo cauliflower, house-breaded chicken tenders, 36 beers on tap, craft cocktails, and belly up to the bar where there's a line of TVs for the best viewing. Red Cow, 5 in the Twin Cities, 1 in Rochester. I think the North Loop one is the one that I have frequented the most. So enjoy. Okay, boys. Time for a random twin of the week here, where we pit 2 members of the show against each other. Losers out each week. It's Judd's turn to throw out the clues here. I have 15 wins all time. Declan has 13. Judd has 10. I'm on a 4-week winning streak here with Danny Gladden, Al Newman, Craig Monroe, and Ryan Domet.
Damn it. I'm still mad about the Gladden loss.
So
the Monroe loss I was fine with. I wouldn't have gotten that one.
It's been 2.5 months since Judd got a victory in random twin of the week.
Let's get to the game. Okay,
No cheating.
Let's go.
No Googling.
Yep. But you can look at the previous lists. So if I
can.
see you looking, I'm not going to assume that you're up to any shenanigans.
Yeah. If one of us hits a third strike, the other one wins automatically.
Yep. All right. And we are off with clue number 1. This random twin is currently a high school baseball coach. He's giving back to the sport he loves so much. This random twin has also been previously a college baseball coach. And in fact, he was for a brief period of time a head coach at a major university. This random twin made 1 All-Star team during his career. He played in 271 games with 4 teams during that 11-year career. 271 games, 4 teams, obviously including the Twins, during an 11-year career.
Okay.
He was a first-round pick in 1996 in the MLB draft.
A lot of good clues here. A lot of good clues.
Nonetheless, he was not a first-round pick in that draft of the Minnesota Twins.
I do have a guess, but I'm gonna chill.
Okay. He made, during the course of said 11-year career, $47.3 million.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure we haven't done this person. Is it Eric Milton?
Oh, you got it right.
Wow.
Oh, I had it 2 clues ago too. Oh,
God.
Dude, you
Dang
got it
it.
right. Oh, you know what? You didn't
I knew it
allow
was
me.
a pitcher.
You didn't allow me to get to the best clue. His greatest accomplishment is part of the reason why we are believed to have MLB TV. The no-hitter that you attended with your old man
1999.
was
September
only,
11th, 1999.
was only dome vision shown.
Yeah.
And there was pushback of why was this game not televised? MLB TV was partially born from that no-hitter.
Amazing.
Nice
How about
job,
it?
Phil.
Eric Milton.
Dang it.
That was a good.
I knew it was
well,
a pitcher.
I wouldn't be too upset. He got that real quick.
Boy, that's the second. Well, I don't want to spoil the other episodes.
No, we weren't quick on. This is a spoiler. We weren't quick on the. You guys weren't quick on the trigger for the random.
No,
I know what you're saying. Same, yeah.
But it's the second time that a name came up earlier in the show.
Yeah,
actually.
Eric Milton's name came up. Now, I did not mean that on purpose. It's just that the Chuck Knobloch trade, along with the Przinsky trade, were probably TR's 2 greatest heists.
Yep.
Heists.
I was gonna guess Joe Mays until it was either Joe Mays or Eric Milton until the $47 million thing.
Made one All-Star team as well, right?
He was like one of the best pitchers in baseball for 1 year, and then that was kind of a wrap. So.
Yep. Anyway.
All right, boys. Score North Twin Show. Check out Declan's Extra Innings episodes as well that he live streams on the Score North Twin Show YouTube channel. And we'll see if the Twins can stick to the Dex 2.0 plan. 9-7 over the next 16. Come on, Twins.